Hey everyone, welcome back. So it's Friday the 3rd of April and my diary says we need to pack the caravan and get ready to head off to York and then up to Scotland for our 2-week Easter extravaganza. Yeah, I'm still working on a paper diary, somehow works better for me. Anyway, in a minute I'm going to get on with unpacking the caravan and dumping it into the bus so we've got some room because can't get my words out, so we're going to have a go at a drivewaycation. We're going to do a few activities pretending we're in York and sleep out in the caravan. Anyway, let's get on with clearing this caravan and getting ready for our drivewaycation. The first thing I'm going to do, instead of pumping the tyres up, is actually plug the car in and get the battery charged up because it's been sat there doing nothing for a few weeks now. So let's go and get that done. So here's my charger. It's the Noco Genius. It's the G3500 UK version at I think £50-ish. It's not the cheapest of things, but it reviews really well. And I was attracted to this particular one because it can handle so many different types of batteries. So specifically including AGMs and lithiums and so on. Well, lithium iron phosphate anyway. We've got AGMs in both cars and the caravan at the moment, but I might swap to lithiums in the caravan at some point in the future. And in fact, I have bought a little 20 amp hour one from Mobile Powerbox project, but that'll have to be a whole other video. Sorry, filming with a phone today, so everything's a bit difficult to get into shot properly. Hence, I couldn't attach the crocodile clips and film at the same time. Anyway, now up at fully charged. It looks like on the screen these lights are flashing, but they're not flashing in real life. It's just the frame rate that the phone uses. So let's be a very kind wifey and check on hubby's Volvo. Oh, I remember, this battery's a right pain in the derriere to get to. Hang on everyone, I'll be back in a minute. So that's really interesting. What's interesting is that the bus did a long trip, so I guess about 2 hours each way down to Bournemouth and back again, towing the caravan so it could have its annual inspection to preserve the warranty. It wasn't long before the lockdown started, whereas this Volvo has just been doing little trips around the town for a few weeks before. And yet its ancient batteries at a much higher voltage than the one in the bus. Anyway, having done that, let's shift the awning and the kids' bedrolls temporarily into the bus, and that's going to clear the back bed to make it usable as a caravan again instead of a dumping ground. There, all clear and ready. Got my watering can out and a couple of waste tubes, and I'll go and plug those in now. Fresh linen in the bathroom, washroom, it's not a bathroom, there's a room for a bath in there, and we're good to go. Ooh, squeeze! Okay, we're plugged in there, so that's in already. Oh, can I get to the waste pipe and feed it into the hedge? And am I actually going to be able to get the loo out? I suppose I should test that first. Too elevated. Phew, just about fits out with the fence directly behind me here. What is going on here? One of the cover flaps from under the cassette's come loose. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Okay, can you go fishing with a bit of collapsed waste tube? Goodness knows how that came loose. Didn't realise I still had spares down there. And there we go, one waste pipe connecting the caravan to the front hedge. Any washing up will get done in the house, obviously, so this is just the odd bit of hand washing water. And the hedge is fairly new, so it could do with a bit of water. And there we go, that's just enough utilities for now. I've got an onboard water tank, and I've just used the collapsed watering can to put a little bit of water in there. If we're going to stay for a few nights, then I'd run the hose all the way around from the back garden, and we'd have a full service pitch on the drive, but I don't think I'll bother for now. Dad on a Mission is cooking tonight, and it's barbecue chicken and herbs and Greek pizzas and salad. And he doesn't want to do multitasking, giving him running commentary and cooking, so hence here's a little tasty time lapse. You know, I spent all that time getting this caravan set up, and those boys have all decided to sleep in their own beds. Well, hey ho, it's just me, peace and tranquility. I'm pretty cozy in here. Turn this big light off. There we go. That's the towing mirrors in, because I don't need access to the hob. There we go. Candles on, lovely and cozy. Oh, night all from the, I guess it's the Costa Del Drive, isn't it, tonight? See you in the morning. Morning. What a great night's sleep that was. Super cozy and silent. So at least that's one good thing to have come out of this. Our road's usually really busy and we're under the Heathrow flight path. So without this lockdown, this just simply wouldn't have been possible. It was the Great British Sleep Out for the NHS yesterday, and it looks like, having checked things this morning, over 70k was raised, which is brilliant. And of course, incredibly grateful to so many people working in all sorts of different roles to keep us safe. But, you know, also quite angry reflecting on things. You know, underfunded schools, giving up all their science safety gear and running their 3D printers 24/7 to make face shields, and sewers all over the country making scrubs and so on. When this has been known to have been coming for a while, you know, we're way overdue a pandemic, which is why that preparation exercise, Cygnus I think it was called, apparently showed how undersupplied we were with PPE and ventilators and so on. And now, after this government has been scorning expert scientists, many of whom are from the EU and all over the world, you know, it's that mixing of talent from all over the world at all levels, alongside our homegrown talent, that's made British science so good, especially for a population of our size. But over the last few years, you know, this government has cut many researchers off from the billions of pounds of EU research funding that they need to actually do the research work in the first place, and not replaced it. So, you know, we've been hemorrhaging scientific talent, and we really need it now alongside all of our precious key workers. Don't think this is a party political comment, because the 2003 Labour government that sent troops into Iraq sent them without enough basic body armour. It's completely unacceptable. So I, for one, am completely fed up with squabbling and point scoring, all this childish political stuff that's got no place in a modern grown-up democracy like ours. So what I really hope comes out of this is a more grown-up, sensible approach to government. And of course a robust debate, you know, we'd be nowhere without debate. But there has to be a clear separation of fact and opinion. No more lies on the side of a bus, no more vanity projects, and a real appreciation of experts and the people who are really keeping us safe every day. Anyway, sorry, got myself into a bit of a flap. Anyway, back to what this day or so is supposed to be about. This coming fortnight we were supposed to be in York, so we're just going to go and do a few bits and bobs this weekend that are York city centre and Easter related, and then save the full wider Yorkshire experience for a later date. So I'll catch up with you a bit later when we start getting on with relevant stuff. When we planned this trip, we had in mind a wander around the Shambles to buy some fudge. So we're going to check out Bob Earnshaw's Shambles video. There's a little link here. And now Adam and I are going to make some fudge. Hopefully you can hear me above the extractor fan. So in this pan we have 397 grams of condensed milk from a tin, 150 ml of semi-skim milk, 115 grams of butter, and we're supposed to have 450 grams of Demerara sugar, but the Demerara we have got is reserved for coffee, so we're hoping golden caster is good enough. So we can't justify popping out to the shops for Demerara because it's hardly essential. Getting the whole mix up to the full 180 degrees temperature took far longer than the recipe suggested, but we're just about there now. So now we have to beat it, which seems to be just stirring until it starts to harden. This is really hard work, and it's not looking anything like the carnation video. So I've no idea if that's because we use golden caster instead of Demerara. Just hold your hair still for you.
Oh, that smelled really sugary.
Mm-hmm. Alright with that pan? It's heavy. Sweep around the side with the edge of your spatula, that's it. Careful it doesn't come off at the top onto you because it's hot, hot, hot. You sweep the top there, that's it with the side, good boy. Not too upright, otherwise it'll fall on you. So it's had an hour or so to set. We're going to score it to get some air in and around the individual pieces to help them set and hopefully make it easier to cut once it's all gone off properly. And here we go, set at last, and much tastier than it was yesterday when it just tasted like sugar mixed in with milk. Now it actually tastes like fudge. Yum. The other city centre main thing that we had in mind was of course going to the Jorvik Centre, and they've put some fantastic resources online, so here's just a little overview. There's hours and hours of video footage here about all aspects of Viking life and quizzes and worksheets, and very helpfully, thank you Jorvik Centre, there are guidance notes for teachers or parents, so brilliant. Of course the other visit we'd planned to do was the Railway Museum. We do have a 00 gauge train set, but again, it was Bob Earnshaw to the rescue when the boys decided they couldn't be bothered to get into the loft and clean out the set. Then to finish our not going to York mini break, it's Betty's tea room style afternoon tea in the caravan, followed hopefully, when the boys have cleared this stuff up, by Hiccup the Viking in How to Train Your Dragon. Okay, Hiccup wasn't working because despite the quality of the Wi-Fi on this site, I couldn't get Plex to log in and connect up properly, so it was Minions via Netflix. All projected onto the front window blinds thanks to the trusty Cube projector, and streamed over the house server from the Fire Stick. So pretty good Wi-Fi at this site. Better than we used to, that's for sure. Anyway, we usually just have the projector set up on the table at the front, and it gives a fairly normal TV size actually. So we don't bother carrying a TV around because we don't watch much of it, and we just use iPads anyways. Everyone's interested in different stuff. But the projector does come out for movies. Quite impressed actually at the size of the screen it's given here on the full-size tripod. It's the first time I've tried it on the tripod in here actually. And actually I've pushed the upstairs bed base right up, so we could get an even bigger screen if we shone it up here. Just the washroom wall blocking someone's view. So something to think about for the future. Actually, before I inadvertently end up infringing someone's copyright, and before the boys get back from washing up, yes, they're actually doing the washing up, because, you know, that's how it works on a caravan holiday. Anyway, let me quickly show you how I've got it all set up. Hang on, let's just get a couple of these blinds open, and then we'll be able to see better. So the projector's USB charged, so it's battery powered, so it can go wherever you need it to go. I think I've said before I've shown it on the caravan wall a few times. Then I've just got to get USB power into the Fire Stick itself. So I've just got it plugged in the 240 here with a little converter, but there's USB points at the front and the back. So off-grid cinema. Woohoo! So thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed not going to York with the city centre with us. And a massive thanks to Bob and Jenny Earnshaw for allowing us to travel vicariously through their videos. Our trip is of course merely postponed, so at some point there will be real images of York city centre and glorious Yorkshire's countryside to watch out for. Thank you so much to everyone working so hard to keep us all safe. Stay well, look after yourselves, and from us, bye for now.